Alright, hello. My name is Brad Petrus, and today I'm going to be presenting my Cybersecurity Day presentation. Okay. Summary of the lecture: Cybersecurity and Privacy Challenges Ahead. In this presentation that I watched the first presentation. Dr. James Josie of the University of Pittsburgh gave a very insightful and interesting lecture on the future of cybersecurity. In this lecture, Dr. Josie provided insight on a number of hot topics in the world and how they relate to computing and cybersecurity. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, cybercrimes have been on the rise. This is due to the fact that hackers not only have more time on their hands to hack, but they also have realized the increased dependency that society has on the internet. Obviously, this increased dependency has increased the potential impact that hackers can have on a system. Hackers are looking to capitalize off the public unrest caused by COVID-19, making their attacks more sophisticated and persistent. An example of a recent attack is a data breach affecting Zoom, an application used by many universities, including IUP, and businesses as a way to conduct virtual meetings. Zoom had a massive data breach in April that affected 500,000 users. Marriott Hotels have also suffered a data breach affecting roughly 5.2 million users. In order to curb the rising number of fraud, data breaches, phishing schemes, and other things like that, companies have worked on implementing things like continuous authentication and new access control policies, along with end-to-end encryption, to better secure their online infrastructure from threat agents. The upcoming presidential election is also no doubt a huge threat for foreign hackers who are undoubtedly looking to tamper with our election after they successfully did in 2016. This year, security experts for the U.S. government are looking to better secure the online infrastructure related to the election in order to uphold the integrity of our election. Lastly, Dr. Josie touched on security challenges related to upcoming advancements in the computing industry. These include 5G, quantum computing, and advancements in the AI industry. Dr. Josie mentioned that as AI becomes more and more integrated into society, we must make sure that AI is fair, meaning non-discriminatory, accountable. This means it can be audited at any time, and sustainable, able to keep up with technological advancements, also transparent. As far as quantum computing is concerned, the new encryption methods will have to be created in order to secure data on quantum computers. This is due to the fact that quantum computers will be able to process data at much quicker speeds than computers can now, making current encryption methods non-sustainable and susceptible to brute force attacks. So further research done. For my further research, I looked at cybersecurity under 5G because this was interesting to me, and 5G has been in the news lately, obviously, as companies like Huawei and now American companies are like Verizon and AT&T are putting this out, so I found this very interesting. I decided to look into it a little bit more. So 5G is the newest generation of mobile networks. This new global wireless standard will allow a much faster connection than 4G. For example, using 5G, some could download data at speeds of 10 gigabytes per second. Our current standard at 4G, however, tops out at just 100 megabits per second, so this is a huge jump. Huawei and 5G. There's a Chinese company, obviously, in the news named Huawei, and they want to set up equipment on U.S. networks so that they can be connected via 5G. They have done this in places such as many places in Europe, and there's some security concerns with this due to spyware, because Huawei has been known to work with the Chinese Communist Party and basically sharing information that they have gotten off servers, because Huawei is, pretty much used by the Chinese government to spy on their own people. And this is a concern for the U.S. because obviously you don't want a foreign nation, especially China, spying on what we're doing on our online, including our government's online infrastructure. So obviously the US wants US companies to set up 5G, and 5G routing must be done 5G routing is done virtually. So this is a security concern due to the fact that there are no longer physical choke points that allow certain checks and verifications that there are under 4G, so they're worried about unchecked data. Networks are managed by AI. The new 5G networks will be mainly managed by AI, which is more efficient, helps with the speed. But if a hacker gains control of this AI infrastructure, she or he would be controlling the system, and obviously that's not what you want. And vast expansion of bandwidth. So 5G is going to have much more bandwidth than 4G, obviously, since it's an improvement, and it's much greater. This means that devices can be connected to it at a greater number, which obviously increases the attack surface of potential threat agents doing things with malicious intent. In order to account for this, the security must also increase dynamically. So you must have a greater reaching security now. Dr. Josie's presentation connected the class in a number of ways. Access control strategies, like we discussed in the previous chapter, new access control strategies are being implemented in a number of systems. This includes Zoom, who had a data breach, encryption. He mentioned encryption. Encryption is being used to curb cybercrime under COVID-19, as it always is, and end-to-end encryption is becoming very crucial. Continuous improvement, so obviously since they're improving encryption, improving access control strategies, this relates back to continuous improvement. Then authentication. Authentication is also very important because of data breaches, and we're learning about authentication such as two-factor authentication, including biometrics and things like that. My take-home lesson was, how does quantum computing, how will it make current encryption methods unsecure? A great lesson. So basically, a great lesson would be to research why quantum computing will make current methods obsolete and research ways to build cryptographic algorithms that sufficiently encrypt and another to secure the 2020 election. Because obviously hackers disrupted in 2016. I know that has since now passed. However, it's still great to know a way to maybe secure the 2024 election. And here are my works cited. And yeah. Thank you for listening.